Hi, good morning for everyone. The today's class we are learning about Xpath, XML parsers, then XQuery. In the last class you learned about XSLT. XSLT means Extensible Style Sheet Language Transform. Means the main usage of XSLT, we are transforming the one language to the another language. For example, you took the last class, you took the one example, the XML file we are converting in the format of HTML format. We are converting in the format of document. You learn the main uses of XSLT. XSLT means it is transforming the language, means for XML file it is converting to the another format. Now in the today's class you are learning about Xpath. Xpath is the important and the core component of XSLT. Just now I said XSLT. XSLT means Extensible Style Sheet Language Transform. Means it is converting one format to the another format. Here the core component of Xpath is an important. It is used to traverse the element and attribute in XML document. Means Xpath means the main usage of Xpath to traverse the elements and attributes. Means if you want to transfer the elements and attributes, it is possible with the help of Xpath. Xpath is a W3C recommendation. Means this W3C people, they develop the Xpath. Xpath provides the different types of expressions to retrieve relevant information from the XML document. Means from the XML file, if you want to retrieve, for example, in the XML file, maybe if you are having the students information you are storing in the classroom, in the particular classroom maybe the 60 students will be there. If you want to retrieve the 60 students names, it is possible with the help of Xpath. Under the Xpath, expressions will be there. With the help of the Xpath, we can retrieve the relevant information from the XML document. It is a syntax for defining the part of XML document. Means just now I said, in the XML document, under the main usage of XML document for storing the information purpose, then the second usage it transform the data for transferring the data purpose, the main usage of XML document. Now under the XML document, if you want to read or if you want to retrieve the content from the elements, maybe for example if you are having the student information we are storing under the XML file. For example, if you are having as a student marks will be there. For the student, each and every student from according to the semester we are having 6 to 8 subjects will be there, including the labs maybe we can consider as a 10 will be there. Suppose if you want to calculate from each and every student, it is possible with the help of Xpath. Now, if you want to see under the Xpath, you learn about the XSLT. XSLT you learn about the first version. In the technologies nowadays in the industry they are using as a second version of the XSLT. Now, if you want to use the technology of the Xpath, we should know the XQuery and XSLT both. It is the intersection of XQuery and XSLT we can call as a Xpath according to your diagram. Now, what are the features will be there for under the Xpath? Xpath defines the structure. The main features of the Xpath, it will define the structure. How it is defining the structure means Xpath is used to define the parts of an XML document. Just now I said, if we are having the under the document, we are having the n number of elements will be there. For the elements we are having the attributes. For the elements, we are having the content or the text will be there. For defining the path of Xpath is used to define the path of an XML document, the elements, attributes, text, namespaces, processing the instructions, comments, and document notes. Means these terms already you learn in the basics. Xpath provides the path expression. Xpath provides the powerful path expression. Select the nodes, list of nodes. In example, for example, actually I said the main usage of Xpath under the XML document. How many nodes will be there? How many list of the nodes will be there? If you want to find, it is possible with the help of path expression. Xpath is a core component of XSLT. Without the XSLT, we cannot perform the Xpath technology. Xpath is a core component of XSLT. Means it is association with the help of XSLT. Xpath is a major element in the XSLT standards and must be followed to work with the XML document. If you want to perform the example of the Xpath similar to XSLT, under the XSLT just we are using the expressions. Coming to the fourth feature under the Xpath, Xpath is a standard functions. It is a standard functions means these are predefined functions which is available under the library. Just now I said in the XML document, if you are having the content, if you are having the n number of students content, if you want to read means we are performing the action with the help of functions only. These functions is available under the library of the standard functions to implement the string values, numeric values, and date and time comparisons. Nodes and queue name manipulation, sequence of manipulation, boolean values, etc. will be there. The Xpath is W3C is recommended. This W3C people is recommended as the Xpath. It is a very major role it is performing. See, if you want to, with the help of the XSLT, the main usage of XSLT means the XML file we are converting to the another format, maybe the document format or maybe the text format, maybe if you are converting the HTML format. Means under the XML file, if you want to read the content of elements, the role of the Xpath will be there. These are the four major advantages or features under the Xpath. Xpath, it is defining the structure, it provides a path expression. Xpath is a core component of XSLT. Then it is recommended by the W3C people, World Wide Web Consortium. The last feature is Xpath having the standard functions will be there. These functions is available under the library. These are the major features under the Xpath. Now, if you want to see what is a query, XQuery. XQuery is a language for the querying the XML data. XQuery. Just now you learned the integration of XQuery and XSLT we are calling as a Xpath. What is a Xpath? Xpath is a language for querying the XML data. Means it is similar to data, it is similar to the database. Means just now I said how you want to calculate the student enter the all semester mark. If you want to calculate means we need the XQuery. It is similar to the query. In the DBMS we are having the aggregation function, sum function will be there. With the help of the sum function, it will calculate the entire values. If you want to, according to the DBMS, if you want to find out the employee's salary in one organization or one department, if you are having the n number of employees, that employees, if you want to find out the total salary means we are using under the aggregation functions we are having as a sum. Similar to under the XQuery also we are having, it is similar to XML data will be there. XQuery for XML is like SQL. structured query language for databases. The main usage of XQuery under the XML file, under the XML document, if you want to find out the structured query language for the database purpose, we needed this technology or language XQuery. XQuery is a build on Xpath expression. See here. Without the Xpath, we cannot build the XQuery. Means the Xpath is dependent under the XSLT. Now this XQuery is dependent under the Xpath. Means it is integrated with the three languages or three technologies. Means if you want to perform the XQuery, means by using the single language we cannot perform. It is built on the Xpath expressions. Means based on your Xpath, we can perform your XQuery language. XQuery is supported by all major databases. Under the market, we are having the n number of databases will be there. SQL Server for the Microsoft people will be there. Oracle will be there. Oracle database will be there. MS Access will be there. So many databases will be there. Sys-based databases will be there. All databases will support your XQuery. XQuery is a W3C recommendation. Xpath also it is recommended by W3C. XQuery also it is recommended by W3C people. Now XQuery, how you want to use the XQuery, means what is the main usage of the XQuery? Extracting the information of the use in the web service. Means we are using these XQueries for extracting the information purpose. We are using the XQuery, generating the summary report. Summary report means, for example, if we are storing the data under the XML file, according to the semester, for the entire maybe the entire section from the A and B section, maybe I am considering as a 140 students will be there. For the 140 students, I want to generate the result analysis. If you want to perform the result analysis, if your data is stored under the XML file, we can use XQuery at the time of scenario. It generates the summary report. Transform the XML data to XSLT. Means we can transform the XML data to XSLT also with the help of your XQuery. Search the web documents for relevant information. Means with the help of the XQuery, we can search the information under the XML document. These are the main usages under the XQuery. The next we are going for parser, XML parser. Very important for your industry, for your theory exam. Parsers are very important. Before going to the parser, XML parser, parser is a software. Parser means it is a software. With the help of the software, we are converting one type to the another type. Means the scenario of the parser, what it is doing means, parser means just now I said it is a software. Means the XML parser, first what it is doing means, parser means it is a software. The parser, it will read your XML document. It will read your entire XML document. After reading the entire document, then it is convert. Means parsing means converting one type to the another type. First, what it is doing, it is reading your entire XML file. After reading the entire XML file, then it is converting one type to the another type. Based on the client, maybe the client is needed in the format of object format. It is converting in the format of object. Actually, this parsers is developed by under the Java libraries for the OOPS scenarios purpose, purely object-oriented purpose. Means this parsers is developed by the Java application purpose. Means the XML file, when the XML file, when we are reading, when you are converting to the one type to another format, then we are converting the format of the object format. Then your Java can understand the object format only. That is the purpose we needed the XML parsers. XML parser is a software library or package. Means for the parsers purpose, we are having predefined packages will be there under the JDK, under the SRC library, under the source. At the time of we are installing the JDK, under the JDK, under the SRC, we are having the n number of packages will be there. Under the parser, if you want to see, we can see here. Means I am going to C directory. I am going to C directory where the HRC folder will be there. Under C, then program files, Java, JDK 1.7. This is the SRC will be there. See here. When you are extract here, actually it is getting the error, warning message error. Maybe it will work. When you are extracting, we can get here the so many folders will be get. Under the folders, it is a file, it is corrupted. When you are extracting, under this so many will be there. Under that we are having the parser package will be there. The W3C parsers, so many DOM parser, XML parsers will be there when you are extracting the file. Now XML parser is a software or library or the package. Package means it can consist collection of classes and interfaces will be there. Means it is a free-defined package will be there, non-user defined. Free-defined package will be there under the SRC folder under the JDK. Maybe actually the file is corrupted. Then package that provides the interfaces for client application to work with the XML document. XML parser is designed to read the XML and create the way of program to use XML. Just now I said, means it is reading the XML document and create the way of the program to use the XML. Actually the first point what I said means XML parser, it will read entire your XML document. After reading the XML document, it is converting one type to the another type based on the client requirement. XML parsers validate the XML document. See, means it is doing the validation of your XML file. What I said, at the time of it is reading your XML file, it is doing the validations of your XML. Your XML document is correct or wrong. If the XML document is correct, then it will read, then it will convert to one type to another type. XML parsers validate the document and check that document is well formed. If the well formed document only it will read, it is not well formed document means it will show the exception, SAX parser exception or DOM parser exception. At the time of the runtime, under the server side, it will show the exception. If you are getting this exception, SAX parser exception or DOM parser exception means under your XML file, errors will be there. Means it is not well formed XML document. Based on these two exceptions, we can understand that your XML file is validate or not validate. The type of XML parsers. We are having the three types of parsers will be there. According to your syllabus, we are learning only for two types of parsers will be there. DOM parser and SAX parser will be there. DOM parser means document object model parser. SAX parser means simple API for XML file. Now, how it is working your XML parser? Now, just now I said, how it is working your XML parser. First, it is reading your XML document. At the time of it is reading the XML document, it is checking that your XML document is well formed or not well formed. It is XML document is well formed. If the XML document is a well formed, then it is converting with the help of the parser. The parser means it is converting one type to another type. How it is converting one type to another type means with the help of API. Application programming interface will be the API. API it can consist collection of packages will be there. Under the packages, predefined classes and interfaces will be there. With the help of these classes and interfaces, it is converting based on the client requirement. How it is working this XML parser? This is the diagram I given. Next we are going for DOM parser. What is a DOM? DOM means document object model. Document object model. DOM document is an object which contains all information of an XML document. DOM document, it is an object format. It can consist all information under the XML document. It is composed like the tree structure. DOM is like a tree structure. It having the root element will be there, subroot element will be there, subroot and the list of child elements will be there. DOM is the structure. It is following the structure of the tree structure. DOM parser is implemented the DOM API. DOM API. This API is a very simple to use. If you want to work with the help of the DOM parser, it is reading in the format of tree structure from root element to the list of child element, the last element according to the tree. Tree means we are having the root will be there, branches, n number of branches and the leaves will be there. According to this, it is the DOM, it is working. The future of the DOM parser is creating an internal structure in the memory. In the DOM parser, the main feature under the DOM parser, it is creating the internal structure under the memory, which is a DOM document object, and the client application getting the information to the original XML document by invoking the method of the document object. Means the main feature of the DOM parser, first it is what it is doing, it is creating the internal structure memory. Then the client, based on the client application, it is getting the information to the original document object, original XML document object, and invoked in the method of the objects. DOM parser as a tree-based structure. DOM always it is follows tree-based structure. Advantages under the DOM parser, it supports both read and write operation. DOM only will support only for read and write operations. API is a very simple for to use. It is a free. It is preferred when the random access is widely separated, the part of document is required. If you want to read the randomly, it is separate the path of XML document is required. The first advantages is very important. DOM parser, it will it will perform the two operations, read and write operations. It is very important. Under the advantages of the DOM parser, two operations it is performing, reading and writing purpose. Disadvantages under the DOM parser: it is a memory inefficient. It consumes more memory because the whole XML document to be loaded in the memory. The main advantages under the DOM parser means, first it is loading your XML file. After loading your XML file, then it is reading. It is a drawback under your DOM parser. It is comparatively slower than the other parser. If you are comparing to the SAX parser, DOM parser is slower. The main disadvantages under the DOM parser: memory is inefficient, means it is consuming the more amount of memory. Then next, it is comparing to the other parser, it is slower than the other parsers. Next, we are going for SAX parser. SAX parser means simple API for XML. SAX parser implements the SAX API. DOM parser is implementing the DOM API. SAX parser is implementing the SAX API. This API is event-based API and less intensive. The features of SAX parser: it does not create any internal structure. DOM parser is creating the internal structure. SAX parser is not creating the internal structure. Client does not know what methods to call. They just override the methods of API, places its own code inside the method. Means client doesn't know what are the methods is calling with the help of SAX parser. It is an event-based parser. DOM parser is not event-based. SAX parser is event-based. It works like event handler in Java. Means it is similar to event delegation model. Means when you are clicking the button, it will perform the action. Event handling under the Java. Coming to the advantages under the SAX parser, it will allocate the less memory, simple and the memory efficient. Comparing to the DOM parser, SAX parser is very fast. SAX parser is very fast. Work of use document. Means if you are having the lengthy documents also, your SAX parser will work. If you are having the simple application of XML document, then we can go for DOM parser. If you are having the lengthy application of XML document, we can go for SAX parser. Then disadvantage: event based, so API is a less intensive. Client never knows the full information because data is broken into the pieces. The major drawback under the SAX parser. For the 2 marks, if they are asking what is difference between SAX parser and the DOM parser, we should mention the major 4 points. DOM parser loads the whole XML document in the memory, while SAX only loads a small part of XML file in the memory. See the difference between the SAX and DOM parser. DOM parser, it is loading the entire XML file. SAX is not loading the entire XML file. Coming to the second point, DOM parser is faster than the SAX parser. DOM parser is faster than the SAX because it accesses the whole XML document in the memory. SAX parsers available under the Java, it is a better suitable for large XML file than DOM parser is because it does not require much memory. DOM parsers work on document object model. SAX parsers work on event-based XML parser. Means it will work under object model. DOM is working under the object model. SAX is working under the event-based XML parser. If they are asking the brief difference between the SAX and DOM parser, means If they are asking for the 5 marks or 7 marks, you should give this explanation in your theory exam. SAX. It is an event-driven online algorithm. It is an online algorithm parsing XML document. It is an event-driven. It is an event-based or event-driven online algorithm. SAX stands for Simple API for XML parsing. It provides interfaces on handlers. It does not create any internal structure. SAX is not creating any internal structure. SAX is developed specifically for the Java programming application purpose. It implements the nodal that memory resistance. To access the data from XML file, SAX follows top to bottom approach. SAX always it will follows top to bottom approach only. These are the major things under the SAX. If you are going for the DOM it is a official recommendation for the World Wide Web Consortium. It provides the interface of components of the tree. It is following the structure of the tree. SAX is not following the structure of tree, it is randomly. It creates the tree structure in the memory for the input document, then waits for the request for the client. It always serves the client application with the entire document, no matter how much it is actually needed by the client. DOM is open standard. XML files is arranged in tree fashion. Under the SAX, we are arranging in the random, we are arranging in the sequence or randomly it will work. Coming to under the DOM, XML files is arranged in the tree fashion, tree structure base. DOM supports random access to data of XML file. DOM it will perform two operations, read and write. Coming to the SAX, it will work only for read. The major difference between the SAX and DOM parser under your XML file. The major use of the parser is a software. Parser is a software converting one type to another type. Why we needed this parser means the XML file if you want to convert in the format of object format. If you want to convert in the format of object format, we are having the two parsers will be there. DOM parser and the SAX parser will be there. With the help of the DOM parser also we can convert in the format of object. With the help of the SAX parser also we can convert in the format of object. The major scenarios under the parser. Thank you. In the next class we can go for J2E, Java Enterprise Edition. Thank you.